Hey everybody, I had some thoughts about prices and I wanted and cost of teeth. Today is Thursday. It's what day? Like tomorrow will be 2 weeks, so it's I guess day 13. um, I go tomorrow to get my new temps on top, which is really nice, and I'll post a video when I get them, but you'll be able to see the difference. Kind of bucky now, but I'm kind of used to them, and I think they look all right when I'm smiling. They're a little big. From the side, they're a little too big. Anyway, I always seem to start off with that, but I think every day it's easier. I really don't have, I have achy still down here where all this is healing, but in all, I have had no pain. I don't have any jaw pain like some people get. I don't have any numbness anywhere at all. I didn't have any numbness from the very first day. It was weird. And nothing else to add as far as on that front goes. I'm still like having to water pick like a mofo because it's like anytime I eat anything at all, it drives me insane until I get it cleaned. So I can sometimes push it if I gargle. I can push it for a few minutes, but basically if I know I can't water pick, I'm restricting myself to a liquid or like applesauce, something like that. I have been making smoothies, which are awesome. I started adding fiber to them because I find I'm not getting enough fiber, I'm not getting enough protein, and I really don't like protein powder, so I've been real bad about not adding it to my drinks, which I should. But I've been making this one that's so good, which is just like a 1.5 frozen banana, a shot glass of the sugar-free salted caramel Torani syrup. I get it at World Market, and some cashew milk and ice, and a little bit of sweetener. I use stevia, but any kind of sweetener would be good. But it's really good. It tastes like it tastes like a well, salted caramel banana. Oh, and I've been adding benefiber to that. I just started that yesterday because I'm not getting enough fiber. Okay, cost. Cost is, you know, a lot for this process. Mine is $39,000. My insurance pays a maximum payout of $2,000 per year. So I started it the 19th of December. I got the, I guess it was the 19th. It may have been like the 20th. I don't know. It was like the week before Christmas. I got the impressions, and they billed all that to the insurance and got paid the $2,000 max for 2017. Great. Then when I had the procedure January 19th, they submitted all of the extractions, and that maxed out at $2,000. So I've maxed out my insurance for both years, which saves me, it doesn't save me shit actually, because I pay like out the yin yang for that insurance, which is so stupid because they don't cover much. But it is $2,000, and and it'll cover my cleanings, 2 cleanings this year. So I think, I don't know if the $2,000 max means that I can't get cleanings. I have to ask him. He knows. Frank at Radiance knows everything. I don't have to worry about any of that. So so the price, that brings the price down to $35,000. And like I've said before, I'm hoping that I can get a cut on income tax because it's such a massive amount of money, and it way exceeds the minimum that I have to have based on my income. So hopefully I'll get money back this year from income tax. I don't know. So I think it's going to cost me in the 20s for both, top and bottom. Radiance gives you a lifetime warranty. I guess I like a lifetime warranty. If I'm taking care of my teeth and the product that they use for the teeth fails, I know he'll, as long as he's still in practice. Lifetime is kind of funny. When I hear people say lifetime, it's like, well, lifetime or until the dentist isn't working anymore. So I did specifically shop around for younger dentists because I wanted them to be around. And again, I've said it before, but the investment that Dr. Iskander has put into his practice shows me that he's in it for the long term. He's not like going from place to place. His office, he built it brand new. He didn't move into an existing building like Fast Smiles. They've moved a couple of times, and they're in like an old hospital now that got closed down. That seemed a lot more, even though it was a pretty office, I wanted the dentist, I really wanted to work with somebody that has a significant investment in their location to where I know they're not going to up and move, and young enough to where they'll be working for a while. So we're looking at around 20-something. I don't know yet how much. I am not a wealthy person. I've saved money for at least 10 years. Really, it's more like I've been at my job for 20 years now, and I've been saving for almost that whole time, a little bit out of every paycheck. So I didn't know exactly what I was saving for at the time. I just started saving money to help pay for dental work. My mom had gotten an implant 25 years ago, and I thought, okay, well, that's what's going to have to happen because I'd already had to start having teeth pulled back then. And so I just figured I better start putting money away. And I figured price would go down. She paid like $4,000 back then for an implant, or $3,000. And if you think of it, I have 12 implants. And if I were looking at the cost that they used to be, that's about what he charged now, and that doesn't include all the teeth and all that. So that's just, I guess it would include like 12 teeth. But so the prices have come down, and I found that the people that I talked to, the doctors that I actually visited, ranged in price from $30,000 to $50,000. And I think sometimes it might have something to do with the way they, if they have their own lab and that kind of stuff. But I thought Dr. Iskander's price it wasn't the cheapest, it wasn't the highest, but I liked him more than anybody else. But I want to stress that most of the people I've met that have had this process are not wealthy people. We're sacrificing to get this done. And I know that I used to be like really, really poor, before I started working. And I was so poor that we didn't have any food. I wasn't on public aid or anything because I didn't know how to do that. But and there was no computer or anything back then that I could, that wasn't a reality. I didn't have a phone, didn't have a stove, didn't have a refrigerator, lived way out in the country on a dairy, and I picked fresh eggs every day. I could afford to buy potatoes. I had access to all the milk I wanted, which I made into butter and buttermilk and different products from milk. But in any event, I am not a wealthy person. When I got my job 20 years ago, I started at the very bottom of my company. No education or anything like that. So I started at the very bottom and I stuck with it. I was a smoker. I quit smoking. That saved me a bunch of money, and it also improved my overall health significantly. So I recommend anybody that wants to have a better oral health, better health overall, quit smoking. Not only does it help you in so many ways, it's also a great way to save money. Cigarettes are insanely expensive, but anyway, and I smell better too. I mean, there's just like there's no downside to quitting smoking. I did. I even lost weight when I quit smoking. I started walking, and I lost weight. Of course, I go up and down, but I did that too when I smoked. So didn't have anything to do with smoking. So the weight thing is just kind of a crutch. I quit because I didn't have the money to continue. I was fed up with it too, but I was leaving a very abusive marriage, and I knew I wouldn't have the money to buy cigarettes. So that was the first thing to go, was the cigarettes. And then right after I got a divorce, it was probably 5 months later, I got a job as a delivery person and slowly worked myself. I've been there 20 years. I'm still a peon in my company, but I have a good job at a company that does layoffs constantly. I mean, it's just a fact. It's like a technology company, so lots of layoffs. So as I was going in to get my teeth done, the company had layoffs. And I was like, oh, crap, this is it. I'm going to get laid off. And I've already paid money for the impressions, and I'm totally freaking hosed. But I didn't get laid off. Not this time. Lucky. So I'm just getting it done. But anyway, I just wanted to say that because I've gotten messages on another forum about, how y'all are rich people. It must be nice to have so much money, and health care is for the rich. No, I beg to differ. I have never had anything handed to me. I don't have an education. That I'm not an attorney or something like that. I am a working stiff that has sacrificed and saved money. That's it. That's how I paid for it. So, you know what? My sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law, she was also in an abusive marriage with the brother of my abusive husband. She did not have the money for the implants, so she got all her teeth pulled and got dentures. So, a lot of people are like, oh, I never want dentures. But she wanted to have a good appearance, and she can slowly work up she could get implants done on the top and then implants done on the bottom, and she can do it over time. And really, the cost is not anymore if you choose to do it that way. It's just you're spacing it out, and you have an immediate appearance improvement with the dentures. So if you can't afford implants, she got her dentures for it's like $2,500, which is a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money, but it's not $30-something thousand. So if you want dentures, if you want implants and you don't have the money and you don't see that you're ever going to have the money, try to get the money to do dentures. If you're you can go to a dental college. There's lots of options. Maybe if you're on Medicare, you can get dentures, get all your teeth pulled and get dentures. I don't know. There's got to be some options for dentures. It's the implants that are expensive. And if you start off with dentures, you can go in when you have the money and get just the top done, and then they modify your denture to be your temporary, and you can just slowly do it. I don't think it's going to save any money to get it all done at once. That's the luxury, is getting everything done at once. But anyway, I just had to vent about that because somebody kind of pissed me off on another forum, acting like everybody's rich that gets this done. And no, I don't think so. A guy I met at the dentist office is a cop, and he can only afford to get the top done now, so he's doing the top first and then the bottom. People aren't rich to get this done. It's a long process to save the money. You can do it. It's just a long process, and it helps to stick with the same job and try to develop some sort of skill. Maybe you can do things on the side. I cleaned and cooked and did all kinds of side jobs to raise money for years. Not rich, not this girl. So anyway, have a good night. I'll let you know tomorrow how they look. Doesn't look too bad right now, right? But it should look a lot better tomorrow. And it's so much smaller. I'm hoping that I can talk better. Good night.